see a field of green. I see a meadow. I see my hand or a hand rubbing against the grass, running through the grass. I feel the sun on my face. I'm smiling. Oh, feels good. Feels good. Did you guys feel it? Did you see it? I saw it. Hello, collective. It's me, Patience, your favorite psychic spirit medium, host of Spirit News Podcast on Spotify, where we teach you about non physical energy with my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. Mish, Mirabelle, and Mantis, those are my guides, and we are here to do another psychic development read. I got a download today, and if you guys watch me, if you're here, you already know that we talk about spiritual warfare and we talk about being non-physical, and so you're already resonating with those things, okay? So I'm going to talk about the download I got today because I think it's valuable, and I will be including it in a more longer informational, I don't know, platter. I don't know what to call it, presentation. But it was today. The download was today, so I'm kind of going to talk about it with you guys just to like get it out of my head and to download it to you guys. But first, as you guys know, I am a child psychic. I was born psychic. I repressed my psychic abilities because people thought it was weird and I didn't want to be weird. Okay? I wanted to be accepted. I'm 41 now, and 4 or 5 years ago, I started to have my powers. I don't want to call them powers. My gifts, my abilities be spontaneously activated through traumatic experiences that I was going through. And I decided to follow the inner guidance of my very own spirit team and my higher self and the ascended masters and all of that, my spirit guides, my angels, my ancestors. I said to myself, well, first I asked for help. I asked. And that's the first thing that spirit always says, is that if you want their help, they're always ready to help you, but you have to ask because they cannot intervene or help you without your permission. So I asked, and I have asked multiple times throughout my life, and they have always come through. And it's kind of like you forget or you don't realize that it should be like you're my favorite trans YouTuber. Well, thank you. I'm not trans, but I'm glad that I'm your favorite. Thank you. Um, and we love trans here. All are welcome. None are rejected. Hello, my beautiful. Not her. Your voice in a long, long time. Miss you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Matthew. I'm so happy you guys are here. So I asked for help, and I said, what if I just decided to listen to the loving, kind guidance that I've always gotten, but I always attributed it to just, it's nothing, or because I didn't usually follow it. Sometimes I did, sometimes I don't. But now, since I started this journey and I consciously, intentionally decided to follow the guidance of my spirit team, it has been beautiful. It's been lovely. It's been a lovely ride. It's never done though. It's not a destination. It's a journey. So I'm here being my authentic self, showing you what it's like to use your abilities, learning how to read energy with my spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. We are here. Oh, thank you. AAA. It's the lady with the beautiful aura. Hey, Quantum Reality. Hey. Hey, Jocrassic. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you so much. So, I got a download today, and the download was so interesting, and I'm far from done for researching it and getting more information, but it started. And if you guys watch me, you know that I like to go by three. If it's three, it's for me, is my motto when it comes to spirit guidance or spirit information. And it just helps me to differentiate or discern instinct from discernment. And so, instinct from intuition, I'm sorry. And so, I just want to make sure that whatever messages or wisdom or knowledge I receive is actually divinely guided. So that way I know it's to be shared with the collective so we can understand ourselves. And we're going into a new age. If you listen to Spirit News, we teach you how to go from the head to the heart consciousness in the age of Aquarius, where more feminine energy is being introduced into the collective. And so it's forcing a lot of us to look at our emotions, to operate not from our emotions, but to be able to operate um, from our heart space, which is tapped into your emotions, and to not be so reactive, to be more responsive, to, you know, be more intuitive. Don't be so, go, 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 dog eat dog world. It's about coexisting with each other, compromise. It's about working together, having compassion, all that. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And so I was getting this information, and I've gotten up to three spirits and wonderful. I've gotten up to three confirmations. So, and that's how I know it's something that Spirit wants us to talk about to help the collective understand energy and understand who they are, understand how to be master manifestors, okay? How to operate out of love. And so it started maybe about maybe like a month ago, maybe a month or two ago. And it started, I was at work and I was putting out the tea breads at the bakery. And down the street from the bakery I work at is a church. And I have not gone to church in a long time. I used to be forced to go to church when I was younger. It was a Christian church, and they were very, you know, this person dissolved. Oh, jeez. Um, they were devout Christians, and I always remember thinking like, wow, it seems like it has to be like one way, but it always seemed like it because I saw more because I was a childhood psychic. I always felt like this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel correct. It feels like one small detail of a larger picture. So now that I can get a higher perspective, it's so funny that this is now like coming full circle about something I was uncertain about why I felt. But so there's a church down the street, a Catholic church down the street from the bakery, and I drive by it every day. And there's also an old monastery, and where there used to be like monks in like the 1920s, maybe even earlier than that. And so it's cool. It's got a little historical value, but it may even have some kind of energy attached to it. And maybe that's why I'm I'm in the area to read this energetic burn on the field. But the one and Spirit said Padre too. I was asking Spirit to help me to deliver this message, and Spirit said Padre, and when I thought help me deliver this message about the priest I saw, Spirit said Padre. So I was like, oh, confirmation. So the father of the church, the Padre, the priest, whatever you want to call them, he came into the bakery and got a pie. And as somebody who can read energy, it's not something I can stop doing. It's not something I can just, you know, turn off and then magically it's just not something that happens. No matter who I encounter or where I am, I'm reading energy. And anybody can. You just have to learn how to read it. And so when he came in, he was ordering the pie. I felt, and I'm not saying this to to say that I know that this person is a bad person or yet Spirit said, yeah. I'm not saying this to make any allegations that this is a bad priest, but I could feel his energy was not operating in divine energy. It wasn't at 144,000 hertz. It wasn't a clear field. And that doesn't mean he's a bad person or a bad priest. It just means that he's he's a practicing divine law or whatever you want to say. He's in the house of God or whatever, but his own field is not clear. Spirit just said, yeah. And so that started my brain thinking like, well, what about all the people who are supposed to represent God or be ambassadors of God in the house of God? What makes you qualified to be that position? And to me, just logically thinking, and without even Spirit telling me, I logically thought, well, shouldn't humans who are in that position have a clear field and be operating in divine energy and know how to heal those whatever wounds are still prominent on their field that keep them from alignment? Shouldn't they have the cleanest field? And if you watch us, we talk about how to clear your field, how to operate within a clear field, how to constantly be cleaning it, and how to, run your energy and ground yourself and all that. And it made me realize that a lot of and I think that's where a disconnect comes in with religion and spirituality. There seems to be some weird disconnect about that's obviously been programmed or something, that I believe is false. That there not that there anybody can be chosen, anybody can be divine, anybody can walk in divine energy, anyone can be in alignment. Nobody is deprived of being able to attain that level of consciousness, Christ consciousness. Nobody. And Jesus is an ascended master, and he came here to show us what it looks like to be in that energy and to treat people a certain way and to treat ourselves a certain way, and the kind of consciousness that is required to be an ambassador of God. And God, the creator, the universe, whatever you want to say, just pure positive energy. And this priest did not have that. And I immediately, and I'm not saying he does this, but in my mind's eye, what I saw was him at home, in his little black outfit with the white collar, just stuffing his face with the pie. And I don't think he was literally going to do that, but I think that energetically, maybe he is gluttonous in something. Maybe there's something he overdoes. Maybe he overeats. He was overweight. Maybe he does something in secret that we don't know about. And I'm not saying like a bad thing, just something that he does that keeps him in a low field state. And so that was interesting. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I tucked it away in my information bank to be an observer of the information. And oh, thank you. And so, and Spirit said you a succubus. And so I tucked it away. Then today I got a major download when I was watching this YouTube channel, this podcast, and this missionary Tim Macabre in Cambodia does demonic possessions, or he delivers people from demonic possessions in Cambodia. That's his like main job. And he was talking to the kids on the podcast, and one of the girls was like, yeah, they're talking about supernatural experiences they had where demons, or I don't even want to call them demons, just mischief mischievers, is that a word? Mischief makers are trying to like test your energy to see where you're at, to make you susceptible to attachment. And so I was listening, and she said, yeah, my dad listened to AC/DC, and I had Harry Potter books, and I decided that those were demonic and that music's demonic. So we put the books in the attic, and basically separating herself completely from things she deemed demonic. And I was like, I asked Spirit, I said, it's kind of counterintuitive to come here to be a human, or what I was thinking, and I could authority. Thank you, Spirit. It's kind of counterintuitive to decide to come here to be a human, but then deny yourself of the human experience. And so I went into meditation and I asked Spirit, I said, what is that true? Like, is that a true thought I had? And they said, yes. And 12 o'clock. And they said, and I said, why? And it's because when you, that's what the problem with religion and spirituality is, and why, and it's so true. And because to them, in their mind, what they believe or what how they're experiencing their human experience is to walk in divine energy or to have God's protection, you have to completely devoid yourself of things that are deemed demonic. But the thing is that, I mean, Harry Potter may have things that could possibly be demonic, but it also has a lot of good things in there. It has a lot of good lessons, and it talks about friendship, and it talks about, discipline and coming together, teamwork, and good and evil. There's lots of other themes of that. So it's not that Harry Potter is demonic. It's what you think it is, and it's also where you're at vibrationally. So what Spirit said is you don't have to deprive yourself of having a human experience as long as you are have the awareness that you must stand in, or you must have a vibrational stance that is rooted, that is grounded at all times, and understand what your vibrational stance is at all times. If you know and you have the wisdom and knowledge and discernment to watch Harry Potter and know when, if that opens you up to demonic possession or whatever, however you want to phrase it, if that opens a portal up because it has things in it that could possibly be demonic, isn't that you believing that that's true? What if you just watched it and you knew that you are a good person and that you want to do right by people and that you want to be an upstanding moral citizen, and you knew those things about yourself, you would energetically repel that any vibration that isn't that. And that's why we teach you about energy, because it's not about depriving yourself of Harry Potter. If you love Harry Potter, this person disappointed. Wouldn't it be drastically disappointing to finally like realize your divinity and to have divine protection, but then deprive yourself of the human experience and not be able to enjoy rock music or Harry Potter or a brownie, So it's like it's not about being one thing and then just confirmation. It's not about just being Christian. I'm Christian, so I can only listen to Amy Grant and watch Bible study. No, that's not living your human experience. That's not having experiences. That's not looking at Harry Potter and then reflecting yourself off of it, trying to understand the dark parts of yourself. It's about both. But if you know your vibrational stance at all times and you know that you have a clear field and that you're constantly growing and you're constantly trying to treat people right, and you treat yourself right, and you walk in the upright, then no matter what you encounter on this realm will literally repel off of you if it's not for you, if it doesn't match you. But if you are not healed, just like the priest that I saw, just because you're a priest doesn't mean that you're a healed person. It doesn't mean that you walk in divine energy. A lot of our priests, according to Spirit, are spirits that fall. A lot of our priests are fallen angels that are trying to, I don't know, fix themselves by doing something they think is going to change them in some way. But it's not the occupation isn't going to change you. It's how you attend to your own emotions, how you clear your field, how you ask for guidance, how you treat other people, how you treat yourself, how your discipline, your self-control, your gratitude that you have, the way you take care of your body, your temple, the way you take care of your mind. What do you do for your soul? Priests don't meditate. A lot of priests, I'm sure, don't meditate. Because that's not something that is taught to do. But meditation is just a fancy way of saying being quiet, being still, connecting with spirit. So it's like what the download was is the disconnect between religion and spirituality. So I wanted to draw some cards to get some more information about it because I got a good chunk, but I really want, you don't have to choose one religion and then become that because you think it's going to change you. I mean, not watching Harry Potter, I love Harry Potter. It doesn't mean that I'm demonic. It doesn't mean that I have a demon in me. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna go do magic. It's something imaginative. It's something that's otherworldly. It's something that gets you outside of your normal scope, that expands your mind, that helps your imagination grow. And Spirit always says the best way to talk to Spirit is to open your imagination. That's why they say to heal your childhood wounds, because or your inner child, because your inner child is the best, has the best imagination. So, ooh, I'm passionate about the separation of religion and spirituality. Kenzie, hey everybody, hey Ophelia, hey Paul, Joseph. Thank you. So, I am currently passionate about it because I'm getting lots of downloads about it. So I wanted to draw some cards to just kind of further extend on the knowledge of this. If you guys have any questions you want me to ask, that we can ask Spirit. If there's anything more specific on this topic that you want to ask, I would love that. So let me see. Thank you, Holy Divine Spirit, for being with us. I am so grateful. I do have a gratitude prayer, which Spirit has taught me that gratitude is the fastest way to connect with Spirit, or to ground yourself, or to get yourself out of low thoughts, or to clear your field by tapping into gratitude. I was raised Catholic, so I'm a recovering Catholic. Okay, well, I have a question for you. I really like the way I hear you and I see you, that you're a good woman with a big, beautiful heart. That's what I like. And there's not too many people like you. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Bless you. Ah, good. I'm so happy. I hope that you guys feel the vibes. I'm here to help. It makes me so happy to be of service to you guys, to be able to get us out of this mess we're in. So I got a prayer of gratitude, okay? So, and then we'll get started. Prayer of gratitude. Thank you for your amazing power and work in our lives. Thank you for your goodness and for your blessing over us. Thank you that you are able to bring hope through even the toughest of times, strengthening us for your purposes. Forgive us for when we don't thank you enough, for who you are, for all that you do, for all that you've given. Help us to set our eyes and our hearts on you afresh. Renew our spirits. Fill us with your peace and joy. We give you praise and thanks, for you alone are worthy. In Jesus' name, amen. Holy Divine Spirit, I am so grateful for all my blessings. I am truly favored and highly blessed. And I have everything I need right now. And everything works out for me. The journey wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant lately, but everything is coming together. Your patience, your patience and strength and perseverance will soon be rewarded. The wait is almost over. Hold on. Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, because I'm learning in this time and how we're teaching you to go from head to the heart. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful to you guys. Thank you for all the love. So, what it means to go from the head to the heart. So, people take spirituality and religion and they like kind of bang them together, and then like consider, and then some people consider spirituality new age, new age is evil, and then, but religion is not evil, but really, religion has a lot of rules, it has a lot of rules. Don't do this, you can't do that. You can't talk to God unless you come to the house of God. And, there's just like so many nuances. And that's, in my opinion, and from what I'm experiencing by tapping in with Holy Divine Spirit, is that's not true. You don't even need to go to church to talk to God. You can be the straight person to God. You can talk to God because you are Spirit said son, because you are a piece of God here having a human experience, helping God experience themselves. And so what I'm learning is throughout time, what has happened is it's been religion is used as a way to control people, and it was created to do just that, to focus energy onto a certain belief system, so it would keep you from talking to God yourself. You can't talk to God unless you come through me first, and that's not true. And what's funny about it is it kind of like makes the illusion of that you don't have power, or that you, no, I don't want to use the word power, but like you don't have the ability or authority, Spirit said authority earlier, to do that. And it makes that natural, so it just naturalizes, but that's unnatural. That's actually completely unnatural. And it deprives people from having or following inner guidance, because a lot of people that I come into contact with always believe that they're not worthy enough to talk to their own divine guidance. They always think they have to go through someone else, get a reading, or go to church, and if you use tarot cards, for example, then you're evil. But it's not the tarot cards that are evil, it's the person. It's not the inanimate object. It's whoever is using it, it's just a tool. It's just, and you don't even need it, really. I don't even need it, but I makes me more confident, because I want you guys to be able to see the different ways Spirit can talk to you. So you guys can talk to Spirit. So it's just been really, it says right here, the journey wasn't the smoothest. It wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant, but everything's coming together. So we're going into an age of, technically we're in the age of Aquarius. We're in it, and took a long time to get here, and it's gonna be a bumpy ride. There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, because we're integrating feminine energy, and so we're kind of pushing out old thought forms that keep us from being um, direct connections to our own guidance. And so hey, sweetheart, I just want to ask about if my parents there in heaven are looking for Karis. Oh, my eyes are getting blurry. Question, are you in here like every day? What days are you here? Whenever God calls me to come. I don't have set days. It's just whenever. Whenever the feeling comes, Joseph. Okay. So, I don't know if someone just entered the energy that, someone just entered the energy. I'm not even going to focus on that. No, not focusing on that. Let's continue. I'm not focusing on that. The reason some people have walked away from you for no reason has nothing to do with you. They have been removed from your life because the universe is taking you next. They have already served their purpose in your life. Let them go and keep moving. Greater is coming. Oh my God, that's so funny, because the energy that just came in here is somebody from someone's past. there could be somebody that, and I was trying to focus on a different energy, but there could be somebody that watches you that used to be in your life. Spirit said they've been blacklisted. Spirit said they've been blacklisted from your energy because, um, I don't know. I don't know why. It says that the universe removed them from your energy. What I understand about energy and what you should understand too is that everybody's operating on different energetic levels. And when it's like a game, okay? It's like a video game. When you do something or you make a choice to do better or to change something that used to hold you back or to break a cycle or to create a boundary or to know your worth in some way, that amps you up a notch, okay? And it will take you away from energies that don't do that, that aren't ready to do that, that aren't, as Spirit said, he will stay. This could be masculine energy, I don't know. But it will take you from energy that doesn't match that. And it will take you away from that energy because that energy is not ready to do those things, and it will bring you to an energy that you match. And so you may meet new people, or you may get a new job, or maybe and sometimes it's perceived as something negative, and but it's not, because everything that happens to you is for your highest good. And so what we perceive, like maybe you lose a job, or maybe you had to quit a job, or maybe you had to leave a job, or you got fired, and your natural inclination is to think, oh, that sucks, they must, I must suck, or whatever you might think. But really, that's the universe saying, this isn't for you anymore. I want to bring you over here because what's going on over here is not going to bring you where you want to go for your highest good. So sometimes we have to really Spirit said positive. So people that leave our life, friends, family, old coworkers, old jobs, things that we thought we wanted, or maybe it says when they already served their purpose. So everything that you encounter or experience had a purpose, and just because it's not in your life anymore, or got taken away, or they ghosted you, or whatever, it doesn't mean that that's a reflection on you and that you did anything wrong. It's just that's the way the universe separates you from energy that doesn't match an abundant energy you're going towards. And so you have to remember that when people are leaving your life, or there might be a time where you're by yourself, where you're in isolation, where you're like in hermit mode. It doesn't mean that you're lonely or that you have to be lonely. You need to change your perspective, because if that's happening, if this is you, consider it as a blessing, that it's just a interim for another path to take you away from energy that doesn't match you anymore. I'm looking at you and I remember one of my favorite Americana actresses, who's Meryl Streep. Oh my gosh, I've heard that before. I try not to carry negative energy, but you might be talking about me. My higher power removed a bad person from my life about 2 years ago. Yeah, I think all of us. I think because of the energy shift that's happening, and we talk about it in Spirit News, it's called the time jump, and you can definitely check that out if you are thinking that this is for you. That kind of explains like the shift that happened. A lot of people, it did happen about 2 years ago too, but a lot of people in this time right now are discovering things that aren't for them because we're shifting energies. It's kind of like being in two different worlds. And there's people that haven't made the shift. They haven't decided to break their patterns or their generational curses or their negative behavior patterns. They haven't, or created boundaries. They want to stay in toxicity. And that's fine. That can be your experience. But then there's other people who have noticed the loop, that have noticed a cycle that they don't want to continue anymore, and they've consciously made a decision to not do those things or be around those people. And so the universe said, okay, I see you, boo, and I'm going to match that. and it's about energy. So it's not a punishment, it's not a reflection of you, and even if they don't like you, they probably just don't like you, or because you're not at the same vibration. When you're not at the same vibration, you will repel anything that doesn't match you. And what repelling looks like is being fired, or getting ghosted, or people trying to start conflict with you. So just remember that. Just remember that. So we're being taken to the next level of the game. One day, when you least expect it, you're going to crash into someone who is going to be so soft and gentle with your heart. And you are going to be so glad that you kept it open. You are going to be so glad that you chose to believe it deserved more. Didn't I just say that? When you start knowing your worth. When you start knowing your worth. It was an absolute blessing. I let go of it already, but who knows what the other party's doing. Oh, I got you. Maybe that's the energy that's in here. Yeah, they probably still, confirmation, they probably look you up on social media. They probably dream about you. They probably, Spirit says the way energy works is like if someone's looking you up on social media, which we have readily available now, or if they're thinking of you, or if they're, um, I don't know, if they see something that reminds them of you, you will immediately start thinking about them. And if you don't know energy, you'll be like, what the hell? Why am I thinking about them? I don't miss them. I don't want them in my life. And you start like, kind of getting mad at yourself that you allowed yourself to like think about somebody that maybe, brought you a lot of conflict. But really, that's them trying to get you to think about them, because they're tapping into your energy. And energy is non-linear, it has no space and time. So I could be thinking about somebody now, and, in another timeline, days later, they'll get this thought now on a different timeline. It's very interesting the way it works. So Spirit is spirit is like I said, we're going from the head to the heart. So in these times of losing people, of big changes, lots of transformations that are happening, you want to remember to keep your heart open, because you don't want these experiences of past people that don't match your energy now to stop you from receiving the new energy that's coming in. So in order for new energy to come in, you have to push the old out, but you also have to remain open and receptive. And if you are fearful of, more people coming in that match that old energy, then that's exactly what you'll get. And so in order to stop that from happening, or to stop past people from coming back, you have to always, we like to say, speaking abundantly. You just have to make sure that you're speaking abundantly, that your thoughts are abundant. So instead of saying, oh, I will never again want someone from my past, you say, I'm really grateful for the lessons I've learned for people in my past. I'm excited for new energy and what's to come, for the energy I'm in now. And then that way you're honoring that experience, and you're honoring the people that gave you that experience, because they did help you get to where you are by giving you that negative experience, but it helped you learn, it helped you see what you don't want. So you know what you do want. And so we want to make sure that we're speaking abundantly, that we're keeping our heart space open for anything that's new that matches our new vibration. So don't be jaded. Mystic Healer, what up, boo? Jacqueline, hello, thank you. What else, Spirit? What else can you tell us? What other advice do you have for us? If something deep within you tells you that something is not quite right, trust it. If you are unhappy in your life, change something. It is entirely up to you. Stop making excuses. You are in control of your own life. Mm-hmm. Creating spaces for the new higher vibe opportunities while holding on onto the old lessons. Yes, exactly. Hi, Sharanash? Sharanash? I'm sorry. Yes, that's so interesting. So this says if something deep within you tells you that something's not quite right, trust it. Spirit said demonic. Oh shit. It goes back to the download I got today. Thank you, Spirit. We have made an episode on Spirit News podcast on Spotify called The Art of Spiritual Discernment. And we believe at Spirit News that everybody's psychic, everybody has intuitive abilities, everybody. Because your non physicalness is what we have labeled as psychic energy. It's what we read or what is being transmitted, okay, to receive the information in our physical vessel. And sorry, it's Sharon. I need to change the other Sharon. Thank you. It was one word, so I was like Sharonana, Sharon. So Sharon, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I love you. Um, and so, oh my gosh, I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, we made the episode of okay, thank you, Spirit. Spirit just said maybe. We made the episode The Art of Spiritual Discernment because everyone's psychic. If you understood that you can be a human lie detector, you can determine and distinguish and discern and intuit energy because energy never lies. Energy never lies. No matter who you encounter, no matter who you're talking to, no matter what space you're in, no matter what you're watching, no matter what you're eating, anything you're doing can be discerned through energy. And when you have cleared your field, it allows you to be able to read energy better because it's not mucked up and it's not dirty and it's clear. It allows you to see clearly. See clearly. And that's why the new age, they say new age is evil or whatever, but we're literally going into a new age. It's not that new age is evil because it promotes healing. If it were up to the old paradigm to religion, they would never want you to be healed because then you would just search outside of yourself for any kind of suggestions of help, which make you more easily controllable and susceptible to attachments, demonic attachments. And so, if you have a vibrational stance that is clear at all times, you repel that energy because it's not a match. And it's a full circle, spirits, full circle. That's why when you're healing, when you decide to know your own worth, when you decide to have boundaries, those are things that get your field clear because you're understanding what you want and what you don't want. And so you will repel any energy that doesn't want those things or that live in a low vibrational energy that aren't ready. And it makes you less susceptible to influence. So when you meet somebody, when you go on to a website, when you come on here onto YouTube and you're watching something, it's up to you to not believe everything that you hear, but to believe that you are like a truth meter, that you can discern, to have the power of discernment. So you know that because not everything's going to be true, and you have to understand what truth feels like. In our episode on Spotify and Spirit News, the Art of Spiritual Discernment, we have an exercise that Spirit gave us called the Yes No game, and it's basically a way to strengthen your discernment meter. And it starts by knowing the things you love and the things you don't love. So, like, for example, know your yeses. So, do you love pizza? Yes. When you eat pizza, does it make you feel good? Yes. When you go for walks, does that make you feel good? Yes. And how does it make you feel? What are the feelings in your body when you look at the sunset? Does it make you cry? Does it make your heart feel full? Understanding your bodily reactions and your emotional reactions to your yeses will help you to determine discernment for the things you love, and then for the things you don't love, what are your no's? Um, do you like the smell of shit? Just like to be easy. No, I don't like that. And how does it make you feel? It makes me feel nauseous. It makes me feel like I want to get away. Okay, what do you like people who gossip? No, it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me like want to hide. It makes me want to like walk away. Those are no's. Do you like sardines in a can? No. I don't. The texture makes me feel yucky. What are the ways in your body that that makes you feel like it's a hard no? 144, 444. Those are the things that help you discern, and they're very little. And I know that they're little, but it has to start small. You're not gonna, you know, take a step and be on the Empire State Building. You have to start small. So these are, it's just an extra, and if you want to hear more of the exercise, that's just a small example. You can go check out the episode on Spotify, Spirit News. But it's just a way for you to understand if something deep within you tells you something is not quite right, then to trust it. That is your energy, your vibrational stance telling you, hey, something's not right here. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to listen to it. And once you start understanding your yeses and your nos, you'll be able to be like, oh, that person makes me feel a little uncomfortable. When she said that, I didn't really like the way that made me feel. I'm going to keep that in my mind and understand that this person has an energy that's not matching mine. So it's about finding things and using your GPS emotional navigator to direct yourself between the dark and the light, not to be just one or the other, or to, you know, never experience one and to always experience the other. It's about like a constant ebb and flow, about a constant balance beam where you're going in between the two, because we're both. This is duality, it's both. So if you want to follow your intuitive guidance to that will always 100% lead you to alignment for what your soul wants, then you have to learn how to read it, and you need to trust that information, not push it aside as if it's nothing, you know. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for being here. Thank you. What else, Spirit? What else can you suggest to us? You will soon be surprised and grateful for how everything happened the way it did. For you to receive better and greater, it's all adding up in your favor. Trust the process and how things are unfolding for you. Yes, Spirit! I love that. Just like we said a little bit ago, you know, to stay in your heart space, don't be jaded, okay, for one, and then trust your intuition, two, and then don't have an expectation. We say this all the time. Do not have an expectation for the way you think it's supposed to go or the way you want it to unfold, because, yes, divine timing, yes, Kenzie, because when you have an expectation or you want something that you think it should go a certain way, like, you have to understand that you only have a linear view of what's in front of you, and that you can't foresee everything that's coming towards you. But if you want to attract what is meant for you, that is for your highest good, for ultimate manifestation, for happiness, for love, then you have to trust that the universe knows exactly what you need now, and that you don't know better than the universe and or God or whatever you subscribe to, and that if you just focus on being in joy and being happy now and being open to being surprised and being grateful, yes, letting go of the how, then you will receive exactly what you need in the most magical ways. You have no idea how magical life can be when you let go of an expectation of how, yes, Kenzie, of how it's supposed to come. So it says right here, just know, you have to just know that whatever comes for you is meant for you. And whatever is meant for you will lead you right where you need to go. And the universe has your back. The universe is not here to sabotage you or to put a gun to your head, but when you stop trying to control the outcome of everything or to figure out, a lot of people, oh, I just got the word divination in my head. We get a lot of readings where that's why that song, The Season of the Witch, that came into my head too, because a lot of people who blindly or ignorant students of divination, just like a priest, just because you're able to buy tarot cards doesn't mean that you should be using them to look up your future or to figure out what's going to happen next. They're merely just a tool for you to get guidance. And if you are not ordained or you don't have a clear field or you don't understand how to read the cards, you will be susceptible to any energy that matches you now that will trick you or that will make you think that, you know, if you do this to this person, then you're going to get money, and it's just impossible. You can't do that. That's not why we come here. If we were meant to remember why we came here and how everything works, then we would remember. The whole point is to not remember, so that way it's unknown because we're infinite beings. We do not die. We come here for a limited experience. If we could remember why we came here and we knew all the answers, then it would be easy. So you can't cheat and go use divination and spy on people and look at people's destinies and try to steal them and shit. And you can't predict the future. You can make you can glimpse poss you can glimpse possibilities. Spirits that disagree. You can definitely look up the future, but it's highly recommended you don't, because the whole point is the journey and the decisions you make and the choices you make and the joys that happen from here to there. It's not about actually getting the thing you want. It's about the journey it took to get there. That's supposed to be the fun part. If you already know the ending, and you think that the thing is, even if you knew the ending, if you use divination to glimpse a timeline, that where you, because there's so many infinite possibilities of what you could do in your lifetime, that it's impossible to choose the best one and then think that it's just going to automatically happen. That timeline is a representation of the multiple choices you've made to get to that level of abundance. And in order to be in that abundance, you have to match that energy now. Okay? Because you can glimpse the future timeline of any timeline where you have abundance, but if you're not matching that energy now, you can attempt to get to that timeline of abundance, but if you're not matching it, you're going to get it in a very like odd nightmarish way, or it's not going to last, or there's going to be consequences. So people don't understand that about divination. I needed to hear this so much. Oh, thank you. So, using tarot cards to discern what's next for you, it's more about it's it's more about, if you use divination, you have to remember that you're opening a channel to otherworldly energy. And if you do not have a clear field, you are basically inviting, without doing any of the proper steps that are required. That's why back in the day you would go to high priestesses who went to the mystery schools where they were taught by interdimensional beings and angels, and they're taught how to protect themselves and how to tap into divine energy instead of just any energy, and how to clear your field, how to meditate, how to remain a clear conduit so you attract where you're at, what you're at. So that's why anybody can't use divination. Respect the tools, don't abuse your gifts. Yes, Ken, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. You guys are getting me right now. So, Spirit wants you to remain surprised. Remain, Spirit said like, make sure you like, make sure you like us so people can find us. Um, Spirit wants you to remain surprised, curious, excited for what's to come. We like to say, I don't know what's in store for me, but I'm excited for whatever you want to bring me, Spirit. And I love where I'm at now, and I'm excited for more, to always just have it be open ended. So, whatever the universe wants to bring in any magical way, it will come to you sooner because you haven't put an expectation of how it's supposed to come. So thank you so much, Spirit. Yes, Sharon and Kenzie are my spirit animals right now. Soul Tribe. If people are gossiping about you, didn't I just say it makes me uncomfortable when people are gossiping? If people are gossiping about you or spreading rumors, don't fall for it. No one is worth lowering your vibration for. Let it move through you. See it for what it is, which is a reflection of their pain rather than the result of your actions. Oh, I am totally vibing with that statement. A lot of people in my past, now looking back, have always resorted to gossiping or slandering other people. And I got the thought, if they're doing that to other people in front of me, what are they saying about me? you know? And that's why Spirit says, gave me the download of to always know your vibrational stance. If you know you're a good person, if you know that you go out of your way to treat people with kindness, if you know that you are a conscious human who makes intentions to be upright, that doesn't hurt anybody, that doesn't gossip, that wants people to do good, that you get excited for people's wins, then that's a vibrational stance. And no matter what someone says about you, if that's your vibrational stance, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. It says more about them than it does about you. I struggle with that so much. I believe in kindness so much. Yeah, and so do I. And I am so proud to walk in an energy where I know that I never want to hurt anybody. If I hurt anybody, it was never intentional. And if you feel hurt by something I said, or if I was ever hurt by something you said, I would come to you. I would come to you and I'd say, I didn't like it when you said this, because that's what you do. But if a lot of people aren't like that, and so thank you, Spirit. So a lot of people, it says right here, it says right here, it's a reflection of their pain rather than the result of your actions. A lot of people who are gossiping about you, it's usually because there's something about you that is reflecting to them something they're not. And so their automatic reaction, just like a child would do, I can, Sir said absolutely, because I know my two kids, if one of them if one of them tattletales on the other about something very small, the other one will be like, oh, well, you did this. It's an automatic reaction to amplify the something bad in the other person because they did something bad, you know? So if somebody's gossiping about you or other people or lying and spreading rumors, it's in your best interest to not match that and to not allow it to bother you, and to have a vibrational stance that's rooted and grounded in the energy of love, to know that you operate from that place and that it's not true. And then it will repel you. It will just bounce right off of you. Sure, you'll probably lose people that were doing that, but it's supposed to get out of here. But that was the universe's way of getting them out of your life, because you don't want people like that in your life that are quick to spread rumors and gossip about you because of their own insecurities, because you make them feel insecure. Spirit said fatuity. What's fatuity mean? Let me see. Fatuity? Something is foolish or stupid. Spirit. A scandal has exposed the fatuity of a party. Someone was criticized, and Spirit says it was foolish and stupid. The quality of being foolish or stupid. Yeah, whenever, and I said that at the beginning, when you're determining your yeses and nos, when people gossip around me, I feel so uncomfortable, and I say nothing. I say nothing at all. You want to gossip? You can do whatever you want. There's no judgment here, but I do not want to take part in that. I don't have anything to say. There's nothing I want to complain about or, talk badly about somebody, because that's an energy, and I wouldn't want someone to do about me. So it's very foolish. It's fatuity. Fatuitous. It's fatuitous. Spirit, I love you so much. Thank you for the messages. You're going to be celebrating something very soon. You'll be so full of joy and happiness, it will almost seem out of this world how suddenly it all happens for you. Be ready for it. Expect it. It's happening. Yeah, that's the only thing you have to expect, is that everything's working out for you. Everything works out for me, because I'm truly blessed and highly favored. Yes, Spirit.
Extra.
Extra. Oh, Spirit said extra. Be extra excited. No matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to be, never stop believing that you will somehow make it. Have an unrelenting belief that things will work out. Didn't I just say everything always works out for me? That the long road has a purpose. Lots of people like to take shortcuts. That's why a lot of people resort to magic, because they want something now, because they don't understand that you can still get to where you want to go, but it has to be a journey. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. That's what Spirit always says. So you have to just trust and surrender and know whatever comes to you, even if it's you're perceiving it as negative, there has to be something in that that is meant to teach you something or show you something, because you're never done learning, and at each level you get to, you're going to encounter some kind of obstacle on that's at that level. So it's never going to stop just because you get what you want all of a sudden you never have any problems. That's not the way it works. You're going to encounter new levels, new devils. That's what they say. So, but you still, no matter what you encounter, you have to know that it's it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, is what I'm getting. All right, Spirit, let's close it out. What is the last message you have for us?
Spiritual.
Spiritual. Spirit just said spiritual. Oh my god. I love you, Spirit. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for all the love, guidance, and support. I am so grateful. You are the divine Y point. You are the divine Y point. Yes. You are the intermediary between dark and light. You are, just like I said, you sacred. Spirit said sacred. You are the person between divinity and not divinity. We are constantly going an ebb and a flow. It's not flowing perfectly. It's not flowing perfectly. You have to be able to use your discernment to bounce back and forth. It's not about being religious, it's not about being spiritual. It's about balancing your divinity in this physical vessel that is, it's a lower density, it's a lower vibration. So it's about being human and being divine, experiencing the human experience, but also walking in an energy of where your vibrational stance is solid. So that way you repel anything that is trying to attach itself to you. So you can discern what's for you and what's not for you. So you can go towards what you're a vibrational match for and not resort to old energies that keep you stagnant, that keep you at a low vibration because they didn't want to come with you. You contain the entire universe encoded within you. Yes. You have all the answers. You don't need anything outside of yourself. And when you go to a priest that's unhealed, what you're doing is you're inviting in that person's energy where they're at. And they will make you feel like you have to meet them where they're at when really they should be meeting you. If you are at the divine Y point where you're the intermediary, you don't need anyone outside of yourself
A Ouija board.
Spirit said Ouija board. Spirit is talking about
Wrong.
divination abuse, that it's wrong. We shouldn't be using anything outside of ourselves to talk to our guides, to our ancestors. You don't need a Ouija board. You don't need seances. You don't need a altar. You don't need to burn money to get money. You don't need a priest. You don't need anything outside of yourself to connect. And that's the age we're going into, where we're more intuitive, where we're telepathic, where we're more compassionate, where we use our emotions to understand where we're at all times. This is a beautiful message. Wanted. Universe creator. Spirit wants us to get the message out because we need more co creators that are activated. And there's a lot of people who are being activated, who are being forced to look at things, and maybe they don't understand what they're looking at or why they're going through certain things they're going through, or why certain people are leaving their life, or why
Okay.
Spirit said opaque. The veil used to be very opaque, like you couldn't see through it, but now the veil is getting thinner, and it's time to cut cords. It's time to cut cords with people that don't serve your highest good anymore, that aren't on the same vibrational match as you. Befriend your fear monster. Befriend your fear monster. Yeah, face your fears. What was my fear? My fear was not being accepted. My fear was being rejected. My fear was loving your message. These things need to be talked about, shared, and understood. Thank you. Thank you, Kenzie. I lost my husband by his own hand. I was away 2 days. He came to me in a dream and he was gone. I raced home, and he passed. I had to forgive him because it hurt me so much. Oh, oh my gosh. Mm. Does he wear flannel shirts? I saw flannel shirts, but I don't know if that was my intuition or instinct. Yes. He's showing me flannel, a green flannel shirt. I don't know if he wore a green flannel shirt or if that's the color of the heart chakra. What else is he saying?
Syllogistic.
Spirit said syllogistic. I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna look it up. Syllogistic. An instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn. Oh, shit. An assumed proposition or premise, each of which shares a term with the conclusion and shares a common middle term not present in the conclusion. Deductive reasoning as a distinct from induction. Oh my God, I was just thinking that too about your husband. I was just, oh, he passed in one. He wore green. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that's not bringing the mood down. I'm happy to bring him through. I'm happy to bring him through. I was just thinking about him when you said that you found him and he passed. I was thinking that he immediately regretted it. And then Spirit said syllogistic, and it means an instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion was drawn from two given or assumed propositions or premises. So basically, he's saying that he came to a conclusion that was based on assumption that got him to do what he did. Oh my gosh, look. Something he feared. Look, and it's green. Your husband's here right now.
Cuts.
Spirit said cuts. He's showing me a rowboat. He may have had something, some kind of emotional upheaval or something that made him, something that got him in his emotions that he came to a conclusion about that was based off an assumption or something that he feared. That he, and this, oh my gosh, something that he feared was he was ruminating on something that was his fear, something that made him very emotional or angry or brought up something very like conflicting in his head. mm. They think he tried to stop himself by how his leg was found. Yes, he was low. He thought he lost me. Yeah, there might have.
16.
Spirit said 16. I don't know if you've known him since he was 16 or something happened when he was 16. Maybe his parents got a divorce or something. Some kind of fear that was not healed from a teenager that kind of made him insecure. Something about him. He's showing himself in like a boat and he's rowing. I don't know if that's metaphorical or if he liked to go in a boat, but um and the metaphor could just be someone like stuck in his thoughts, like
Margaret.
he ruminated a lot about something that he feared. Yes, parents did at 15. 15 angry and insecure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's here right now. What do you want to say? He has flowers. He has wildflowers and he's giving them to you and he's saying, I'm so sorry. He didn't mean to do that to himself. It was something, this is, that's so funny that you're here. There are no coincidences. His situation is exactly what we're talking about. He ruminated, he ruminated in a fear that was created when he was a teenager that he never processed. It stopped him from actually living in a more abundant mind state, and it stopped him from attracting what he wanted. He ruminated in these thoughts and it became his reality, and he based off an assumption based off of a fear, so it wasn't actually true. um Oh, I'm so happy to bring him through. Um, Based off of a fear, he reacted in an emotion. And that's why Spirit is teaching us about our emotions, because emotions come and go. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that's how you feel all the time. But if you are constantly thinking of your fear, you will literally make that grow and grow and grow, and it will become
Sophia.
your thing. It will become your world. It will become all you think about. So that's what happened. And when he was in that moment ruminating about losing you,
Choke.
or he choked, spirit said choke, he could have, hung himself or something, or jumped or something, or he choked, or he he wasn't able to pass this emotional block he had. It was his inner monster. Something about green with envy. I don't know if you. He's showing me. I don't know what you look like, but I assume you're a woman. I see. He's showing me a woman at a desk, or I don't know if it's your desk or like an office desk. Maybe like, are you showing maybe like working a lot, or you maybe got a promotion, or you are away working a lot. He may have assumed that because you were working so much that you were cheating on him or something. Yeah, I think his insecurities. There's a lot going on here. Oh my, I have goosebumps on my left leg. I don't know if it was his left leg that was in a weird position. Um, he he was jealous that you were working a lot, and he was envious. I don't know if you had a different job than him, or if you got a promotion or something. Something where it took you away from him, and that's how he viewed it at the time. In his he was think
Vulgarly.
Spirit said vulgarly. He
Keep asking.
he may have potentially, lashed out at you at times in anger, and that could have created some kind of void between you two, and that like amplified his fear monster. He probably thought like, oh, she's for sure gonna leave me now. uh yeah, he really regrets doing that. Oh my god. Yeah, he's putting his hand. He's like, how could I think that? He's like, how could I think that? He was self-sabotaging himself because he didn't think he was good enough for you. Yeah. He didn't think he was good enough for you. So all these good things were happening to you, and he thought for sure, oh, she's going to leave me for somebody else cuz I'm not doing as well as her. Is kind of what his emotions were making him feel, his insecurities. I don't know if he's showing me down on one knee, asking you to marry him. I don't know, something relevant about you, the way he asked you to marry him or something. Um, I don't know. He's not showing me what the relevance is. Maybe just that he meant it. Like he loved you very much. Like he meant his commitment to you.
What is your name?
Thank you so much for letting him come through. You know what? This is so funny because I had been feeling blocked lately from bringing through past over loved ones, and I had to stop focusing on it for a little bit. And I'm always bringing spirit through and ancestors, but I recently just became like got this insecurity that I couldn't do it. But now that I'm doing it with somebody that's allowing me to, and we're sharing the energy, it's actually very easy. So, thank you. Thank you for letting me do that. He loves you though, and he is so sorry, and he doesn't want you to ever think that you're not perfect. He's he's showing you in like various scenarios where like one he's fanning you with like this big
Sure.
palm frond and he's like feeding you grapes. He's like, you're a goddess. Oh. Yeah, he was on one knee and he was just looking up at you, but he wasn't getting up. So I was like, I don't know what the significance of that was, but oh my gosh, he's here. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and thank you so much to your loved one for coming through. Is there anything else you'd like to say to her?
Octoply.
Octupline? Octupline? What's octupline? Is that eight? He said, I want to say many things to her. What can we end this with? He's showing me a couch with, it almost looks like a bunch of family members about to sit on a couch. It kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, this song just came into my head. I don't know. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it always. I don't know what the significance of that is, but while that song is playing, there's like a snapshot picture being taken in my mind of a couch with a bunch of family members on it and they all jump on it at once, and then like, and it's like a candid shot and the picture gets taken and everyone's like I don't know why you're showing me that. I don't know what the significance of that is. Laverne and Shirley, is that what it is? I don't know. There was one took 2 weeks prior. A picture of the family on a couch?
Multiple.
Well, he says, I don't know, something about Laverne and Shirley. I mean, I don't know much about Laverne and Shirley, but I just know that song. Well, what else? What can I end it with? He says, he says that you're, he says that you've had so much strength and perseverance, and that he's so happy for you and he wants you to know that it's not your fault and there's nothing you could have did to change it, and that he had to do a lot of healing on the other side to understand how he got to that space, and that you gave him unconditional love and it was him who self-sabotaged himself, and he wants to give you wildflowers, and he wants he thinks you're a queen and that he should have treated you better, I guess, or did better to come from a different perspective, but he understands now, and he wants you to know that it has nothing to do with you. It was something that he just made a conclusion, an assumption based on a fear that he got when he was 15 or 16, and that it had nothing to do with you. Yes, on a big couch, cushion, sofa, my family
A
making
couple.
funny faces. Oh, Spirit said a couple. Oh, I'm so happy. He was abused at 16. Oh, yeah. He didn't heal those wounds, so that's the thing that Spirit's teaching us, and what he wants that everyone should understand is the things you don't heal are will be the things that will ultimately be your energetic demise, you know? It will be the thing that burns you. Oh. Well, I'm so sorry you went through that. He's always around you. I know you said you talk to him every day, so I'm so happy that you do that because he's always around you, fanning you with palm fronds. Palm fronds? I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's always wanting to make sure that you're taken care of on the other side. So anytime you need help, he wants you to ask him. He's always around and he loves you very much. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for you for being here and thank you for allowing me to bring him through. Thank you everyone for being here. It was my honor. I love you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Spirits of joy. It was a joy. It was a pleasure. Bye.